I'm Dr. Kim Kinsler with Dr. Kinsler Associates, and I am joined today by three amazing women, three educated, strong, very busy women, and we're going to talk about how we find balance and how we wear all the different hats we wear without falling to pieces. So I am so happy to have you guys here and for taking time out of your busy schedule. I really appreciate it. One of the things that I find as a working woman, as an entrepreneur, as a mom, is that there's always something pulling. There's always something that demands my attention. And I wondered if you guys experience that kind of thing.
Absolutely, every day.
Always.
Always.
Every day.
It's always there, constantly.
We may start out with one hat, and that hat becomes two, based on another piece of responsibility that's tacked onto it. Or you find out, once you start doing your work, wait a minute, I need to do this in order for this to work.
Mm-hmm.
And so the piece that's critical is finding time for yourself in the midst of all of that.
That is hard. That's very hard. And so I definitely want to come back to that one, because as you were speaking about one hat becomes another hat, I thought about something that you and I spoke about in a previous setting, where you are the supervisor of multiple departments and multiple different departments.
Yes.
And I wondered, oh my gosh, how does she do this?
It's not easy, but organization is key, and knowing where your resources are and how to tap into those resources so that those resources benefit you to make your work easier. As a supervisor of 10 programs in Hillsborough County Public Schools, I have to wear different hats every single day, sometimes 3 and 4 hats at the same time. And knowing who to tap into to make sure that I don't drop a ball that's critical is the key.
There's a lot of pressure to not drop balls.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of pressure to not drop balls. And Ms. Shelton, you're laughing. You will drop some. It's unavoidable. You're going to drop some. As a teacher, and now I'm in higher ed, I remember being in K through 12, you wear so many hats just in that one role. And as you add a goal, you say, okay, I want to do this. I want to lose 10 pounds. I have this hat. I have that hat. And you're going to drop some. I think you just want to drop as few as possible. But it's not humanly possible to juggle all of that. And it's not going to happen. But you have to give yourself some space to, make those mistakes. You have to readjust. You have to prioritize. And then sometimes you say, okay, you know what, now I got to move that responsibility off my plate. That's not my fight. That's not my battle. I have to focus on this, And it's knowing how you don't have to be Superwoman. We want to be Superwoman. You can't be. You don't have to be.
You said something critical.
Yeah. Yeah, that's because you want to do the best you can. You want always to be excellent, but we have to allow ourselves the grace not to be perfect.
Right.
Because nobody is.
Right.
And we can't be Superwoman.
Right.
Because we're not. And we can't put that unrealistic pressure on ourselves. We do our best. We juggle a lot. And we juggle is what we do. But when we put the pressure on ourselves to be everything to everybody and do it perfectly, is when we start to tip.
Yes.
And we have to be careful
So
not
crack.
to do that. And crack.
The power of no.
Yes.
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 The power of no.
Yes.
Not today. I can't take this one on if you expect me to do that. I have learned the power of no.
Oh yeah, I like that. I like that because there is an unwritten or invisible expectation to be Superwoman, like you mentioned, and it's impossible to be human and never drop a ball.
Right.
That's just not possible. So
Right.
one of the things that I do is I always have a to-do list, and I always consult my planner. So when you mentioned the power of no, if someone asks me to do something, I immediately go back to my calendar and I look at it and I say, yes, I can. No, I can. No, I have this that day. That won't give me enough time. And I've learned to always consult my planner.
Yeah.
Is that something?
It's true. You have to always be aware of your own limitations.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
other people will
Yes.
constantly throw things at you and life throws, but you have to be aware of your limitations. Because no one else knows your limitations.
You have to take care of you.
You have to take care of you.
And even if you have a staff, you have to still take care of you. Because our tendency is to take care of our staff and everyone else, and then we're last.
Yes.
So I plan my massage, I plan my reading, I plan my crafts, in spite of everything else I have to do, because I am important.
So you learn to block out time for yourself.
Yes, I carve, 'cause not just block, you have to carve.
Yeah, you have to carve it out.
You have to make it happen. Because if you
Okay.
don't,
Uh-huh.
you know, I can leave the office and go home and start working all over again.
Yes.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
And it's like, wait a minute, I've already given 10 hours. I need some time to relax,
Mhm.
regroup, give my brain some oxygen so
Yes.
it can actually
Yes.
work. And going to bed, drop it. I'm going to sleep. I am not going to be thinking about what I have to do the next day.
So you massage, you read, you set aside time to relax.
Yes.
What are some other things you guys do?
Well, for me, it's spiritual. So I carve out my time that I do my journaling and pray and read my Bible. Because I do find when I don't center myself spiritually, I really am not my best.
No.
And so that's important to me. So, but like you said, I literally have to carve that out. So I know when I do that, and it's on my to-do list and on my calendar. This is when I do it. So it's routine to me. But if I don't make an effort to do it, like you said, I just enough work to do. I could work all day. I could come home and work, and go to bed,
Yes.
and still. So you have to just shut it down and do what you got to do. And for me, it's I got to do my prayer. I got to do it because if I don't, so yeah, it's critical.
And sleep.
Oh, gosh.
Sleep.
I've got to get that one.
Enough sleep. Enough sleep.
That is also something that you have to carve out time to get adequate sleep. Because it's easy to keep running and running and running. And you'll find the weekend comes and you're still doing all of the work activity.
Yeah.
And at nights you can't sleep because you've not given yourself an opportunity to wind down. Sleep is critical.
It is critical. You have to wind down, and you so many times you hear women say, "I can't sleep. I can't sleep. I was thinking about," and you're right. Let it go because you need to sleep. Because without enough sleep, you can't function. Now you're off. You're not rested, and you're tired. So we're tired anyway from all the balls we juggle. But you don't need to add tired because I'm tired because I didn't sleep on top of that. You need to get proper sleep. Your body needs it.
It does.
It
does.
needs it.
It does. I think that's one of my weaknesses. I definitely think that's one of my weaknesses is not getting enough sleep.
Adequate sleep.
Not getting adequate sleep.
But as a business owner, it's sometimes difficult because you have multiple hats and then you have a staff and a business to worry about. So you have to really practice that sleep hygiene because that's going to be critical for your future success.
Absolutely. Yes. Has anyone ever taken a laptop on vacation?
Oh, I did. Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have
Even
written
look-
exams on vacation.
Written or created?
Written.
I'm
Created.
graded. Wow. Okay, so everyone has taken the laptop to do work on vacation.
Yeah. And it sounds
kind of an
it sounds
oxymoron.
terrible, but you have to look at it this way. In taking that laptop on vacation, I was giving myself peace of mind because at least I could monitor what was happening without having the multiple phone calls. I would rather check in the morning, make sure I respond to all of the crises that everyone has.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot leave your office for a week and some drama doesn't happen.
You can.
I have a fire to put out.
You can.
And it's amazing how people who are hired to do a specific job somehow cannot function without you holding their hands and telling them, oh, it's okay, you can make that decision.
So that now that sounds like definitely one of the challenges of being a supervisor at work.
Mm.
That it definitely sounds like that. Now, one of the things that I found when I go on vacation, I do take my laptop. I don't recommend it, but I do take my laptop because I feel much better if I have my laptop with me so I can monitor. But I've been very fortunate to have some really great people here.
Yes.
And I can step away and they can take care of whatever they need, or whatever is needed.
Right.
Rather. So that's a huge relief to me.
Mhm.
That's a huge relief that everything's going to keep rolling smoothly. Going forward, as you're thinking about the next generation, you mentioned children and mentoring, and I have 2 children of my own. I have a 21-year-old, a 16-year-old, and then I also have an awesome 28-year-old stepdaughter. How do you advise those coming behind you? What do you say? Because you have a lot of experience under your belt. You've seen a lot of things. You've had to practice balancing and juggling many balls and hats. So what do you say to those coming behind you? Because Superwoman is not a reality. It's not possible.
It is.
She
So
doesn't
what
make
do you
sense.
say?
She doesn't. Yeah. She doesn't.
She only
doesn't care.
exists in comic books.
Yeah, in the comic.
In the comic books. But I think that's one of the things that I'm always thinking about. I have a 31-year-old son and a 25-year-old daughter. My daughter takes instructions from me very well. She watches what I do, and she'll ask me things like, how do you do all of that in one day? And I've shown her how I set up my work schedule, how I plan everything out. Every meeting that I have to go to is documented somewhere in this planner. And I said, this is how I do things. I look at what I have to do for the month, and I show her. We're also talking about relationships, how to navigate the friendships that are like sucking the life out of you. And we recently had this discussion because she had a friend that she had invested so much time in. And I said, what are you getting out of this relationship? Someone saying that they're your friend is not enough. It's having a relationship that you know you can call on that person when you're down, when it's your time to be down. Because all of us are not up all the time.
No.
Right. So there's that reciprocity.
It has to
That's
be.
a friendship.
That's a friendship.
Exactly.
It's just not somebody in your life who's just sucking you dry.
Right.
You're not getting anything back.
And so we have to teach our daughters.
Yes.
Because they don't come into this world knowing that. They come into this world wanting to be liked.
So they're constantly giving and trying to
Yes.
want to nurture and nurturing.
And nurture. You know, as women, we're nurturers.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And
But
broken people
Are
you can't always, you
attracted
can't
to the
fix
nurture.
everybody.
so they find them.
They do.
They
It's like a
know.
magnet.
They can smell you.
And yes.
And they just
And young
leave.
people don't know that.
And
They
they
don't
don't.
understand it.
Because they haven't established their boundaries
That's it.
yet.
Yeah.
It's still a free-for-all.
I
Oh,
learned to
you're my
tell those
friend.
friends in the interest of self-care.
Yes.
I can't talk to you right now.
Yeah.
I maybe can't talk to you for 2 weeks.
So
You're going through a lot.
Yes.
In the interest of self-care, I couldn't deal with that.
So boundaries are as important.
Boundaries
And if they don't understand, they just
They
don't.
don't understand it.
And they'll be okay.
So what would you
Okay.
say then?
You know, I think what you said is right. You model it because I've had the same conversation with my daughter. Okay, so I have friends and I have acquaintances. Everybody I come into contact with is not my friend. You'll have very few friends. There's something about like the kids now. I think social media has played into that. So they want all these people and all these friends, and you don't understand the difference between a friend. And so they're giving and giving and giving, but they're not getting anything back. And they're just depleted.
Right.
So you watch
Right.
that, and so for me, I think that's a process where you say, okay, you're gonna have to learn, and you keep saying, hey, you really think so and so is your friend, or I really think this would have been a good friend. Why are you not doing anything to nurture that? But in the end, it's up to you. And so, but then I think it goes further in just the way they process, because I think we have to teach them responsibility. And you hit on something. I mean, they've got to learn at life. They've got to learn, and we can't do everything for them. And so I think one of the most important lessons is life isn't easy. And I think they watch us juggle everything.
And think it
Right.
is.
And
looks
they think
really
it's easy.
easy. Yes.
Right? And they
Yes.
watch us, and we do, and
Yeah.
they think it's easy.
Yeah, yeah.
And so if we don't give them the opportunity to feel a little pain, and this is what it really takes to get this, they don't learn.
So I want to thank each of you for taking time out of your busy schedules to stop by and just chat with us and just share some of your insights on what it's like to be a busy 21st century woman and keep it all together. So
While
thank
looking
you.
good.
Yes, while looking good. While looking good.
That's
So
perfect.
thank you so much for stopping by.